This is IMU, the International Medical University in Malaysia. And for this, we have invited Mr. Wong Jihan, who is the International Marketing Executive represented in IMU. We've been working with him on and off, in order to solve student matters, applications of students, and has been extremely grateful towards IMC, smoothing out the process. And I guess for all Sri Lankan students, IMU can be one of the best universities to enter if you are looking at studying 5 years in Malaysia, or if you have plans on transferring your credits to destinations like the UK, Australia, Ireland, Canada, and New Zealand. So we have Mr. Jihan online. Mr. Wong, a very good morning to you from Sri Lanka. I hope you're doing all good.
Morning.
Right.
Yeah.
So over to you, Mr. Jihan. We have around 64 participants today, waiting to hear from you about the opportunities at IMU and how exactly they could transfer credits from Malaysia to other destinations like UK, Australia, so forth, and scholarships or whatever that is available from your end to Sri Lankan students. So I'm opening the floor to you. All the best.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. First of all, sorry. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, you
all
are
right.
clear.
So
Yes.
first of all, okay. Just to make sure. So first of all, I want to thank you for everyone staying back here to, to listen to our sharing. And also want to take this opportunity to thank you, IMC, for having this session for us to share about IMU with you, and also what are the options available for you. All right, perhaps let me share my screen. Okay, I hope you can see this. Okay, so basically, IMU stands for International Medical University. We are a private medical university in Malaysia. And we are actually located in Kuala Lumpur. If you have been to Kuala Lumpur, you can roughly tell where we are. And if you thought, we are roughly about 45 minutes away. Okay, and from the city center itself, we are about 50 minutes drive away. Okay, so as I have introduced, IMU is actually Malaysia first and also the most established private medical university, and we also specialize in health sciences. Okay, so let me just share with you about a bit of the history of the university. We are actually established in 1992. Back then, we were just called IMC, also International Medical College. But along the years, we have expanded. We have grown a lot. We have developed into a university, okay, and we have gained our university status in the year 1999. And this year, we are celebrating our 30th anniversary. We are still running our IMC campus, but that is mainly for us to run the nursing program, the diploma in nursing program. All right, and something about IMU is that we have a strong partnership with university from Malaysia. We have a university all the way from Canada, United Kingdom, China, Australia, and New Zealand. Okay. In fact, when we started off in the year 1999, until running transfer program. Okay. Perhaps let me share with you on. Okay. So you may wonder who are our partner universities. You can see here. We have University of Adelaide, Australian National University, which is also the I think in Australia University in Australia, 13 MIT, Sydney, Tasmania, and Western Sydney. UK, we even have more. Okay, we have the Scottish-based university and also the England-based university, and we have one from New Zealand, that is University of Otago, one that is University of Ireland in Galway, and Dalhousie University, and we also have partners from China, but for you may ask this question: why choose you? Okay, we have so many universities all over the world. Why choose IMU? You see, IMU, we are a medical university. I would say we are a medical and health sciences. All right. So if you are looking at like a business program or engineering program or IT program or any other program, which because we are not doing that, okay? This, which is in the university itself, is all focusing in the area of medicine and health sciences. We have the Center for Pre-U, which is mainly a program for those students of your A levels, okay, and we also have School of Dental, all range of programs, science, medical, biotech, dietetic. Have the School of. The focus today will be mainly medicine. All right, as the topic of today offer. For your information, in IMU, we offer two different pathways in our medicine program. Okay, we have this IMU MBBS, okay, which is a 5 years program for the student to be fully completed in Malaysia. All right, that means if you take these particular options, you won't be going anywhere except in Malaysia. All right, and for your information, this IMU MBBS program, it is also recognized by the Sri Lankan Medical Council. Okay, and besides that, we also offer this credit transfer option to the universities. Many people come with this credit transfer and what is it called, dual degree or whatever. But course, the student will come to IMU and study for the first 2.5 years. Okay, they'll come to IMU to study for the first 2.5 years, and then they will transfer their credit of what they have done from the first 2.5 years to the partner university. Then they will take roughly about 2 to 3 years to complete. Okay, 2 years is mainly for our partner university in Canada. That means those students who transfer to that, they will be spending only 4.5 years. Okay, 2.5 years in Malaysia, and UK, New Zealand, and Ireland, it will take 3 years to complete. Okay, so that means you will be spending 5.5 years to complete your degree. All right, that means 2.5 And if you are well aware about our universities here, the partner universities, they are well-known medical university in the world. All right. And for your information, the seats are limited, okay, in the medical program. All right, both in the local options as well as in the partner universities. Every year we have 2 intakes, okay, that is February and August. However, because of the pandemic, the August intake has been postponed to September. It's just a few weeks later. okay, because many examination has been affected. All right, so for this year, we have already commenced with the February intake. So the next coming intake will be the September intake. All right, due to the limited seats being offered in both the local option as well as the credit or transfer options, students are encouraged to apply earlier. Okay, if for the next coming intake in September, you can apply for that if you have your actual results. If you have if you have yet to sit for your examination, but you are going to sit it soon, you can apply by using predicted grades or a forecast grade given by your school. Okay, because seats are limited, so you can't be applying too late. All right, otherwise you will be left without any seats. So in view of this, we advise students to apply at least 3 months earlier. Okay, best will be before June. Okay, in fact, application is now open. All right, we have students applied for February intake, but some of them they didn't get a seat because seats are all full. So they don't have a choice but to start applying for the September intake. So we have students already started applying for the September intake. Based on our past years experience, seats can be filled up as early as in July itself, even though the course is starting in September. Okay, so now the next question is, how do you, if you are looking at the credit transfer options, okay, how do you do that? Okay, you see, during the application, the student need to indicate their preference. Okay, that means that you have to tell us whether you want to take the local options or the credit transfer options, because the entry requirement for both options will be different. Later on, I will share with you what is the requirement. Okay, so at the point of application, if you decide to do the credit transfer options, you just tell us that, but you do not need to tell us which university. Okay, so now the next question is, when do you select the university? Okay, let us look at this program structure here. This is the program structure for the 5 years. Okay, throughout the 5 years, there are 10 semesters. Okay, there are 10 semesters. That means those students who take the local options, the 5 years program, they will be doing all this in Malaysia. How about those students who take the credit transfer option? They will study in IMU up to the 5th semester, because one semester will take about half a year. Okay, so semester 1 and 2 makes up the first year. The 3rd and 4th is the second year, and another half a year to go. That is the first 2.5 years. All right. So those students who take the credit transfer option, they will go through a matching process during the second year, which is in the 4th semester. Okay, so during the 4th semester, you will select the universities. Okay, so imagine we have about 15 universities, partner universities there from Australia, UK, Ireland, New Zealand, and Canada. So you can select all 15 of them. Okay, but you list down your preference by indicating which is your first choice university, which is your second choice university, which is the 3rd, 4th, 5th, followed by the rest. Okay, so similarly, the university will also select you. Okay, they will, how do they select you? They will look at your performance from the first 3 semesters. Okay, every semester there will be semester examination, but the 3rd and the 5th semester is where the major examination is, because that is also what we call the point of progression. Okay, that is the point that will decide whether you can progress further or not. Okay, major examination will be in the 3rd and 5th semester exam. All right, so the university will look at how you have performed, and some university, especially the competitive one, they will prefer all-rounder students. So therefore, we encourage students to participate in extracurricular activities or themselves in joining or doing some community service work, or in any other things, okay, or projects, activities, which will help to build your character. Okay, like what I said, they prefer all-rounder. So they will see whether you have all the necessary soft skills or not, like problem solving skills, leadership skills, communication skills, and many others. Okay, so as long as you pass, you will be able to transfer. Okay, because a seat will be guaranteed for you from the start. If you meet the requirement and pass the interview, a seat will be guaranteed for you. All right, as long as you pass, surely you can transfer. All right, so by the end of the 4th semester or early 5th semester, you should know which university you're going to transfer. So as long as you pass the 5th semester, off you go to the partner university. Okay, the second part, which is from the 6th semester to the 10th semester, or the second part in the partner university will be mainly focusing in clinical training. That means you'll be spending more time in the hospital as well, doing the clinical training. So of course, from the first part, the first 2.5 years, we will prepare you with all the necessary practical skills so that you are all ready for the clinical training. Right. Okay. So you may curious to know what is the fees available. Okay, you can look at the fees here. IMU MBBS, 5 years in Malaysia, we are looking at Ringgit Malaysia, 548,000. Sorry, there's an error there. Okay, it's actually 548,000. I'm missing 1 0 there. Okay, if you convert to US dollar, it's about 130,000 for the whole 5 years. But you can pay the fees on semester basis. You divide into 10. Okay, so that is the amount you're going to pay for every semester. How about those students who transfer to partner university? For those students who transfer to the partner university, they will study the first 2.5 years in IMU. You're looking at about 71,000 US dollar for the first 2.5 years. The total for the first 2.5 years. You split into 5 semesters, so that is the amount you are going to pay every semester. Upon your transfer, you will no longer need to pay to IMU because you will belong to the partner university. So you pay the fees to the partner university. For Australia, we are looking at estimated amount of almost 80,000 Australian dollar per year. So for 3 years, you multiply by 3. All right, for Canada is about 77,000 Canadian dollar. Ireland is about 39,000 European dollar. UK, I would say ranging from 40 to 60 over £1,000 per year. Okay, for New Zealand is about 92,000 New Zealand dollar. Okay, as if you look at Australia and UK, we have quite a number of partner universities there. So the fees can vary. Okay, it varies according to different university. All right. Okay, now, before I go to the facilities, I will just quickly share with you what is the requirement. If you want to do the 5 years program in Malaysia, what are the grades we are looking at in your A levels? Okay, the minimum requirement is 3 Bs. Okay, grade of B in biology, in chemistry, and physics. All right. I understand that in Sri Lanka, the Sri Lanka Medical Council requires physics instead of mathematics. But for us, we take physics or mathematics. But in Sri Lanka, you need biology, chemistry, and physics. Okay, so that is the requirement for the 5 years program in Malaysia. If you are looking at the credit transfer option, the minimum grade is 1A and 2Bs. Okay, 1A and 2Bs in your A levels. Subject is still the same, biology, chemistry, and physics. All right. Of course, this requirement is slightly lower. Okay, it's slightly lower compared if you apply directly to these universities abroad. Okay, if you apply directly to the university in Australia, UK, and others, generally they are looking at all A's, straight A's. Okay, why? Because in anywhere, especially in these countries, seats in the medical program is extremely limited. So therefore, they set a higher requirement, okay, so that they only accept eligible students. Okay. However, we have a special arrangement with the partner university where they allow us to set the requirements slightly lower. Okay, and we are looking at 1A and 2Bs. So meeting this requirement is part of the assessment. If you meet this requirement, you will need to go through the interview. Okay, of course, you have to pass the interview before we can give you the admission. Right? If you pass the interview, we will give you the offer, and every offer represents a seat. So once you receive the offer, you have to tell us whether you want to accept the offer or not. Okay, if you are accepting the offer, that means you are accepting the seat. So, and then you will pay the fees to secure the seat. All right. Okay. So, if you have any question after this, you can put down your question in the chat box. Let me quickly show you what are the facilities in the university. This is our auditorium. This is a very big hall, can accommodate up to a few hundred people, and it can be used for class as well. Okay, and normally it will be used for other functions like orientations, convocations, or if you are running any any events or meetings, we can do it here. And this is also one of the hall, can be used as a classroom as well. You can see the setting here. It has been used for examination. And here in our university, we run this clinical skill and simulation center. It simulates a hospital. You can see all the setting here in the picture. It's like you walk into the hospital, you see the different cubicles. Okay, different every beds for every patients. So we have volunteer patients coming here, acting as a patient. So our student will use this setting to practice, okay, as if they are in the hospital. Because in the second part, in the third year onwards, you'll be going to the real environment, which is the real hospital. So before you go there, we will expose you to that kind of environment here. Okay, here you learn all the practical skills. Okay, for example, like do injection or do venipuncture, which is to draw blood from your body, and other diagnosis. Okay, like reading body temperature and many others. Okay, so we have e-lab, which is a computer lab. We have library, of course. And we have a medical museum. You can see in the picture, there are some models. Okay, these are plastic models. Of course, there are some real specimen which is kept inside this medical museum as well. So students, especially if you are studying like a body anatomy, you will be coming here and make use of this space. Okay, these facilities. You see, IMU, we not just a university offering education. We also run a healthcare service. This is our medical center. This is a clinic which is open to everyone, even to the public. All right. In fact, we are building our hospital, and it will be scheduled to be ready by end of this year. So once the hospital is ready, this medical healthcare service will be moved to the hospital. Okay. And we also run our own dental clinic, which is again open to the public. And this is also where our dental students are doing their practical training. Okay, we expose our dental students to the practical training before they graduate. Okay, and for information, recently we also obtained the accreditation from the SLMC on our Bachelor of Dentistry program as well. Okay, and we have this student lounge, which is a hangout area. This is where they chill after the class. And we also have a dance room for the student to do the activities like dancing class, yoga class, and others. Okay, a gymnasium for the student to work out. We also have a basketball court, which is not in the picture, and nearby to the campus, which is about 10 minutes walking distance, there's a park, so students can go there and do jogging to exercise. And nearby, at another 10 minutes away, there is where our national sports stadium is. Okay, so there's a swimming pool there, and there's a jogging path there as well. So it's a good place for you to have a healthy lifestyle, because that is a good place for you to do exercise. Of course, we offer accommodation. The accommodation is in this apartment, which is located across the campus. All right, it is very convenient because you do not need to take any form of transportation to to commute between the campus to the apartment hostel, because it's just across. You just take a few minutes walk, you reach the place. All right, and yeah, this is the picture of the apartment. You see the shadow at the bottom of this picture. That is the shadow of the campus, which is if you look at my background, that is the picture of the campus, right? And okay, this is our clinical campus. For those students who are taking the 5 years program, the first 2.5 years they will be studying in IMU KL campus, the Kuala Lumpur campus. After that, they will move to this clinical campus in this town called Seremban, which is about half an hour to 45 minutes away. Okay, next to this clinical campus is a hospital. That is where they are going to do the clinical training. All right, we have another clinical campus in Batu Pahat in this state called Johor. Johor is next to Singapore. All right, we also have another one in Kluang, also in Johor as well. All right, so yeah, basically that is my sharing. Do you have any questions? You can leave your question in the chat box. Hang on, and let me stop sharing this. I go to the chat and see. Okay.
I think we have a question, right, Mr. Jihan, about
yes.
yeah.
Okay. The questions, is it okay? Let me see. Hang on.
So I think your question was, what are the opportunities for internships after completing the degree?
Okay, it's a very good question. First of all, let's talk about the IMU MBBS program. Okay, because IMU MBBS is recognized by SLMC, that means after the completion of your degree, you can go back and register with them to sit for the entrance examination, which is the what is it called, the X16 examination, the ERPM examination. Okay, you have to pass that in order to do the internship. All right. I can't say that all of our partner universities are recognized by the SLMC. A handful of them, yes. So those who graduated from this partner university that is recognized by SLMC, you can do so by registering with the SLMC to sit for the entrance examination and then do your internship. Okay, so you have to take note on that. So that is for the internship. If you ask me, I would say UK and New Zealand so far is the easiest option for you to get internship over there. If you're planning to stay back there, like in UK and New Zealand, that is the easiest to get the placement. All right. If you look at Australia, I would say will be very tough. Although it's possible because you have students managed to apply for the internship there, but it can be difficult. Okay, especially if you are not the local domestic Australian, because priority will be given to them. Some students don't mind to serve in the rural area; they may stand a chance. Canada is totally not possible because the Canadian government don't allow them to do the internship there. Okay, it's purely reserved for the Canadian and Canadian PR students. Okay, just like Malaysia, you can't do the internship in Malaysia because our government don't allow. It's purely reserved for Malaysian. All right, Ireland will be considered from case-to-case basis. Okay, so yeah, and oh yeah, I forget to mention about the English requirement. The English requirement is, if you're looking at the local options, is IELTS overall band score of 6.5. If you're looking at the credit transfer option, that will be overall band score of 7.0. Basically, you are required to do 2 times if you are taking the credit transfer option. One is before you join the first semester, and the other one, the second time will be during the matching process, during the second year, because your IELTS only valids for 2 years. So that after 2 years later, you have to sit again prior to your transfer to the partner university. Okay. And then I see there's one question to the students who are coming with foundation program. Will there be a transfer option? I'm not sure which foundation program you are referring to. But okay, let's talk about our foundation program. Yes, those students who do our foundation in science program, they can, if their foundation result meet the requirement, they can apply for the credit transfer options. Unfortunately, no other foundation outside IMU will be considered for credit transfer option. Only IMU foundation in science. But from what I understand, Sri Lankan Medical Council don't really recognize our foundation. Okay, so most of our students, medical students, will be coming from A levels. Okay, that means they graduate from A levels. Okay, scholarship. Unfortunately, there's no scholarship. Scholarship in medicine program is extremely rare. Okay, one thing is because what is it called? The cost of teaching is very high. Okay, cost of teaching is very high. So you don't easily get scholarship unless you join the public universities. But public universities, to be given an admission, you have to be very good, and seats are extremely limited. This is the same situation in Sri Lanka, I believe. Okay, so it's not easy to get an admission in the local universities. All right, similar in Malaysia as well. Scholarship is extremely rare. Okay, yeah, mainly I see question about the internship. Okay, which I've shared. A levels requirement, like what I said just now, we are looking at biology, chemistry as the compulsory subject. The third subject is physics. If you want to join the local options, minimum 3B. If you're looking at the credit transfer options, it's 1A and 2B. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Do we have any more questions flowing into Mr. Wong Jihan? Because he's got only 1 more minute. And do we have any questions? Y'all can probably unmute your microphones and present your questions, or you could even drop a message on the chat box.
Yeah, we accept both Sri Lankan A levels and the London O levels. Be it Cambridge or the London, we also accept.
And also, I think, Mr. Wong, y'all also do accept the Canadian A levels, which is the Ontario Secondary School Diploma.
Yes, we do accept that.
If you could also tell them the percentage that y'all require from the OSSD program.
Okay, for those who come with the Canadian qualification, the year 12, the most common one will be the OSSD, the Ontario Secondary School Diploma. If you're looking at the local options, minimum, we are looking at the 80% aggregate. Okay, minimum 80% aggregate. And of course, we are also looking at the compulsory subject like the A levels, biology, chemistry, physics. But for OSSD, we take the best 6 subjects. Okay, we take the basic subject, including the 3 compulsory subjects. And if you're looking at the credit transfer options, we are looking at overall aggregate of 91%. Okay, 91%, including the compulsory subject as well. Okay. All right. I see there's a question. Is it a must to complete ERPM examination in order to sit for the PLAT or USMLE? This I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I think we can answer to that question, Mr. Jihan.
I don't think so, because PLAT and USMLE is if you want to go to UK and US to practice.
Yes. All right. So I guess all right. So we have another. I think we can answer this one question. That is, what is the cost of in-house accommodation?
Okay, that depends on the type of room you are staying. In the apartment which I've shown you just now, the accommodation, basically the student will stay in one unit. Okay, actually not the whole unit, because one unit there are 3 rooms. Okay, you have the master bedroom and another 2 more single rooms. That means there are three rooms in one unit. That means there will be 3 students occupying one unit. So if you are taking the master bedroom, which is the biggest size, and also it comes with attached bathroom, the rental will be higher. If you are taking the other two single room, which is smaller in size, where they share the common bathroom, the rental will be cheaper. So if you're looking at the master bedroom, it can be between 1,500 to 2,000 ringgit. Okay, how much in dollars? You just divide by about 4. Okay, and of course, each unit also you have the common sharing area like the living hall, the kitchen. Everyone share that. Okay, so that would be the accommodation. Cost of living, I would say you should budget about 6,000 to 8,000 US dollar per year, about 6,000 to 8,000 per year. We should be able to cover for your food, your accommodation, okay, and other expenses as well. Of course, if you're a big spender, if you live a lavish lifestyle, then you need to budget a bit more.
All
Okay.
right. So I think to everyone who has questions with reference to the feesings, how much it would cost for accommodation, how you do the bookings, I think we can do the consultation on behalf of IMU at IMC. This is at the Colombo head office, the Kandy head office, and at Jaffna head office. And, you know, that's how we normally do, Mr. Jihan. You know, we organize a separate meeting with the parents. We do a consultation on the university, you know, brief them about how the accommodation is, you know, divided among the students. And for anyone who's interested to enter to IMU, you are mostly welcome to book your appointments with Mr. Amilo Kulatunga and to the rest of the other staff members. And I think we can perhaps move on with that and see a lot of students coming your way to IMU. Mr. Wong Jihan, thank you very much for joining here with us today. I know it was such a short notice when I spoke to you the last week, but hoping to see you on our second phase as well. We are planning to do something quite different, probably like a virtual tour. And I think we will speak to you about it and see how well we can execute it in the future. So thank you very much and hoping to work with you all in the near future.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Stay safe.
Thank you.